Creamy Sunbutter. So what is Sunbutter? Sunbutter is made from sunflower seeds. Very similar to peanut butter, similar taste profile, but it's often considered school safe because it is not a nut or a peanut, it's a seed. So when it comes to allergies, and there's a lot of bans on particular nuts and whether it be a peanut or an almond or something like that, sunflower seeds basically don't have that issue. So this is what the finished product looks like, nice and creamy. As you can see, I don't add any added oil, salt, or sugar. So that's another big reason as to why you want to make your own. When you go to the store shelves, almost every nut and seed butter has added sugar in it today. Something that's completely different than it was, 10 or more years ago. They never used to add that stuff, but now they do. So it's very hard to find one without. So the best way to save money and to make sure you're getting one without any unnecessary oils or sugar is to make your own. Very cost effective. I use a company out of New York called Tierra Farms where I can buy bulk nuts and seeds. They're actually a peanut-free facility, so if you've got any concerns about peanut allergies, you're buying from a facility that doesn't even house any peanuts there at their warehouse in their packing facilities. So very safe option. What I do is basically take 4 cups of sunflower seeds and I put them on a cookie sheet and I spread them out. Now everybody has a different size cookie sheet, but basically you can see they're not real thick, but it's a nice layer. I pop them in the oven. Depending on your oven strength and how new it is, it will vary the time, but you want to be careful that you do not burn these. So I keep them at about 325 max degrees, top shelf for about 15 to 20 minutes, and I rotate them halfway through, and I keep a really close eye on them. Now these are roasted, and you would never tell by looking at it. They're not dark. They basically look pretty similar to what unroasted ones would appear to be. So to roast them, we're only doing it for a short period of time to bring out the natural oils. That will facilitate the creaminess of the product and allow for it to not need any added oils. So what I'm going to do next is put this into my food processor and show you the process and the steps that take place before it turns into the consistency of which I just showed you. That was my completed batch. I tend to do this, every 3 to 4 weeks. I do 3 or 4 jars at a time, and that will last us. I use Sunbutter for sandwiches. I use it for cereal bars that I make as a binder. Other recipes that I make more infrequently, but there's some that are made with like brownies and cookies that you can actually use almond butter, or the substitute would be Sunbutter. I can use Sunbutter for anything I would use almond or peanut butter for. You could also, use this in cookies. I make some sauces from it, like savory dishes for my chicken and meat. So like a satay sauce or some other options. There's really good options out there to use a seed like this. And it's great to be able to make it yourself. You will probably save, on average, I think for the amount of sunflower seeds that go into one jar, a 16-ounce jar, I think it's coming in at about $4 a jar or a little bit less compared to the range, and that's organic. So the range that you pay at the grocery store, depending on where you're located, but you're going to pay anywhere from probably $7 to $10 for a jar, especially for organic. Maybe $1 or so less if it's not organic. So definitely something that you should probably consider making yourself if you and your family like to consume this on a regular basis. Okay, so this is what it's shaping up to be in the food processor. It's been going for about 2 minutes. As you can see, it looks like nothing's going to happen, but this is typical. It takes about 6 to 8 minutes to come together and start kind of gelling and actually resembling a nut butter or a seed butter. So this is a standard food processor that you could use. Mine has an insert, which is basically half the size of this canister. It's about right there. I don't know that you can see it in there, but that allows the seeds or the nuts, whatever you're using in there, to really stay compact, because otherwise it's not going to work. You have to really fill the canister to make sure they're compact and staying together. and that's really going to be the only way to make it grind up that way. I also have a Vitamix. I've never used the Vitamix for my Sunbutter. I know people have used it for their almond butter, and I think you have to use that tamper. So I avoid that. I just use this. I think it's a little bit easier because to get into the nooks and crannies of a Vitamix can be a little challenging sometimes to get under that blade to clean it. So this is nice and easy. It all comes apart and it does the job. So I'll bring you back in a couple minutes to show you what else is going on here and how it finally comes together. Okay, so take a peek in here. It's still looking all crumbly, kind of like a meal-based consistency, but it's moving and it smells really good. So we're close. We're close to getting the smooth consistency that we saw in the jar. All right, so notice the difference now. It's really loose. It's moving really well. I'm going to let it go another minute just to make sure it's as smooth as I want it. And it takes about 8 to 10 minutes to get to this consistency. So you just really have to be patient, but it'll get there. You'll peek at it and you'll think, oh my gosh, it's not going to do anything, it's a waste. But it comes together all towards the end, and it comes together really quick. So that's my tutorial on how to make Sunbutter. And I have my jars. I'm going to be filling this up. So out of 2 cookie sheets, I'm filling 3 16-ounce jars. So in total, that was only 8 cups of sunflower seeds. So really, it goes a long way, and it's a great cost savings. So hope you enjoyed this and you're inspired to make your own. Please don't hesitate to put any comments down below and ask any questions. Until next time.